Welcome, I'm Loni Paul, and we're going to be working with the beautiful Yasmin today and just doing a nice easy flow. So let's come to the top of the mat. We'll bring our hands to heart center. Taking one tall deep breath in just to arrive on the mat. And then release the hands by the side. Let's just free up the neck a little bit before we get too far. So take a tall breath in to lengthen. And then exhale, just drop the chin to the chest. And then take the left ear to the left shoulder on a nice tall breath in and exhale, chin to chest. And right ear to right shoulder. And exhale the chin to chest. And then again to the left. And to center chest and to the right. And down. Beautiful. Let's take a tall breath in together, bringing the hands overhead. And we'll drop the left hand and just take a nice easy side bend over to the right. Over to the left, sorry. Taking a nice long breath in, opening the right side ribs. And then come back to center and go right to the other side. Left arm high, bending over to the right. The left chest rolls back and the right chest rolls forward. Beautiful. And then come back to center. The hands will be overhead. And exhale, bring them to the side. Let's take a nice long, tall breath in, and we'll do a half sun salutation together. Inhale up. Hands come overhead. And exhale, forward fold, lead with the heart. Beautiful. Inhale, lift and lengthen with that nice soft extension of the spine. And exhale, forward fold. Root to rise, you push through the feet. And the hands will come overhead, fingertips will touch. And right to heart center. Again, inhale up. Big breath in. And exhale, forward fold. Lovely. And inhale, lifting head and heart. Exhale, forward fold. Rooting through the feet and coming all the way up to standing. Hands again come overhead and right to center chest. Let's add on this time. Inhale, hands overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, fold again. Engaging and bending the knees as much as you need to reach back with the left leg. And drop the knee to the mat. Beautiful. And come up to a lovely crescent lunge, arms overhead. Here you're opening the chest, releasing the left quad, breathing tall. And then a little balance challenge here. We'll start with a long, tall breath in. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg and bring the arms to the side. A balancing Ardha Hanumanasana. And then flowing between these two, inhaling up. And exhale, coming back. Again, flowing back up. And exhale back. One more time up. And this time come back. And we'll hold the pose. Rolling the right hip under. Releasing the crown of the head. Yeah, those toes come back to the face. Beautiful. A little pressure under the heel and the back shin gives a little height, depth in the pose. Beautiful. And then releasing this, bringing the hands to the front of the mat. And let's step back, taking a downward facing dog. Pedaling it out, releasing the heels. Beautiful. Nice long, tall breaths in. And then you'll bring the feet a little closer together and the left leg will lift. Long and strong, and bend it right into the chest. And step it forward. Here you drop now the right knee to the mat and come up in that beautiful crescent lunge. Opening up the chest. So the collarbones spread wide, shoulder blades glide down the back. Beautiful. And inhale up to lengthen. And then exhale, come back. That nice balancing Ardha Hanumanasana. Then inhale up. And exhale back. Inhale up. And exhale back. And you'll flow one more time up. Beautiful length, and then come back, rolling the left hip under. And here, yeah, again, that left hip rotates under. A little pressure under the right thigh. The left heel, yeah, the crown of the head releases. Beautiful. And then bending into the front knee, the hands will come up. Another nice breath. And you place the hands on the mat and step back to down dog. So if ever down dog doesn't feel fun, you can always take tabletop or child's pose. Beautiful, just lengthening the back. And for those of you in down dog, we'll come down to tabletop and set up for just a little cat-cow. Just working through the spine here. So hands underneath the shoulders. Coming into cat first, the back domes. Drop the head and drop the tailbone. Beautiful. And then cow. The belly drops, tailbone spreads, collarbones wide. And then flowing between these poses, just using your own breath as a guide. Cat-cow. Every day you should work to move the spine in all of its 6 planes of motion. And these are the 2 critical ones. Beautiful. And a couple more times, just freeing up and moving. And then bringing them back to a sense of neutral, curling under the toes and just lifting the hips back, coming up into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. And then take a nice breath in, come up on the tiptoes, and just glide forward into a high plank. The shoulder blades glide together, gorgeous. And then inhale, lifting the hips back up into down dog, and exhale, the heels release to the mat. And we'll just do that a couple more times. Inhale up on the tiptoes, and exhale, glide forward. Inhale, lift the hips, and exhale, release the heels. Inhale up on the toes, and exhale forward. Beautiful line, smooth motion. Inhale up, and exhale, releasing the heels. And then bring the feet a little closer together. You reach back with the right leg, long and strong, the foot is engaged. And bend the knee into the chest. Come on the tiptoes of the left foot and step the right foot forward. Let's come up into a balancing crescent lunge. Beautiful. Nice, long, strong back leg. Beautiful wide collarbones. Let's take this into a little bit of a balance challenge. So inhale to lengthen, and exhale, twist to the right. And then inhale back up through center and twist to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, arms back up and come to the right again. The gaze can go or not, it's your option. Inhale back up to center and to the left. Inhale back up through center and just bring the hands right down to the mat and step back to a high plank. Here's your option to come right into down dog or lower all the way down or take a chaturanga. And then inhale up, upward facing dog or cobra, and then lifting the hips back, downward facing dog. So always an option to come right into down dog in any of these vinyasas. It's just your choice. Take one long breath here, and then the feet come a little closer together, and then the left leg lifts. Beautiful, long and strong. And up on the right toes and bring it forward. Balancing crescent lunge. And the arms come overhead. Beautiful spread collarbone, shoulder blades. Nice length in the neck. Then inhale to lengthen. And you twist to the left this time to start. Inhale back up. And to the right. Back up through center. And to the left. You're coordinating with breath with movement here. Inhale back up and to the right. And then inhale back up through center. And the hands will come back down to the mat. And your option to come right into down dog or take a vinyasa, as Yasmin is showing. And a couple of nice deep breaths in downward facing dog. Inhale and exhale, and with each one, you're inviting the heels a little bit closer to the ground. Beautiful. And then the feet will come a little closer together, and the right leg will lift long and tall again. Up on the tiptoes of the left, and step the right foot forward. The destination is warrior one this time, so the back heel will come down, coming up long and tall. Beautiful. And we'll take the same arms that we took with the crescent lunge. So inhale to lengthen, and exhale, forward fold, bringing the torso forward back to airplane arms. Then inhale, lengthen back up, and exhale, forward fold. And inhale up, and forward fold. Then come up this time, and you'll bring the hands behind the back, taking a little nice loose clasp with the elbows bent and lengthen, opening up the collarbones. Let's take a humble warrior, forward fold. Coming to the extent that feels good today, a beautiful long line here out the crown of the head, out through the back heel. And the hands can either rest on the sacrum or lift, but just make sure you're opening up the shoulders as Yasmin is. It's beautiful. Taking one more breath, working on strength and length here. And then you just reach back with the fingers and the body pops right up. Relaxing and opening the arms and coming up into warrior two. You can always wiggle the feet around. They usually need a little of adjustment. Beautiful, nice long length and bend in the front knee. Beautiful breath here. And then flip the front palm. Let's reverse the warrior. Noticing the length along the whole right side of the body. A little pressure on that front right toe opens up the inner aspect of the leg. Beautiful. And then flow back through warrior two. And the hips will slide to the back of the mat, forearm to the knee. Let's take a side angle. And then flowing with the breath, let's do a dancing warrior. So coming back through warrior two. Inhale and then reverse warrior. Inhale back to warrior two. And side angle. Back up to warrior two, inhale. And reverse. Then back up to warrior two. And here, straightening the front leg, and the hands will come to the hips. Let's turn the toes to face the long edge of the mat. So toes come in, heels out. Beautiful. And a nice tall breath to lengthen and open up the collarbones. And release, forward fold. Prasarita Partanasana. And the hands can come to the mat. Beautiful. Or let them land wherever they want to land today. Just let the head dangle, opening up the back of the neck. You can almost feel like the chin is tucked, and that's okay. Beautiful. This head traction is wonderful. Just to create a little length in the back of the neck, the top cervical vertebrae get a little jammed. This is gorgeous. One more breath. And then it's always okay to have a little soft bend in the knee, bringing the hands to the head, and we're going to roll up to standing. Let's turn to face the front of the mat, setting up for pyramid pose. So the right toes will be forward, left toes out a little bit, and the hands come to the hips. Then roll the right hip back, left hip forward. Beautiful line down the front of the body. Breath in and a forward fold. This is a pose where blocks can be handy if the floor is far away. Yasmin shows the floor. I show blocks. You're releasing the crown of the head. You're inviting the Achilles tendon, the back heel, to lengthen. If it's not on the floor, that's okay. And the hips are square to the front of the mat. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then lifting with the belly and rolling up to standing. Hands will come back overhead. Big, tall breath in. And then windmill them down. And plant the hands, so you're stepping either back straight to downward facing dog or taking a vinyasa, as Yasmin is showing, and opening up the chest and lifting the hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful. A couple of breaths to clear it out. So vinyasa just means breath with movement, coordinating breath with movement, and that's what we're doing here. So bring the feet a little closer together, and we'll take the same sequence on the left side. The left leg lifts long. Beautiful. And on the tiptoes of the right, stepping the left forward. Destination is warrior one. So the right heel is on the mat and the arms overhead. Beautiful. Taking that nice tall breath in. And as you exhale, coming back into airplane arms. Torso comes forward. Then inhale up. Beautiful. And exhale forward. Getting the breath flowing here. Inhale, rising, lifting the arms, opening the chest. And exhale, forward fold. And up one more time, nice and long and strong. And you release the hands behind the back, taking the reverse clasp this time, the weird one, and the shoulders shrug, and it's humble warrior. The release comes out through the crown of the head, beautiful long line of energy along the whole back body, and again, the hands can either rest or lift, opening up the chest, spreading the collarbones, nice long neck. The legs are super strong in this pose. This is a strength pose. You hold it for a breath or two. And then lifting through the fingers to bring you right up. And the hands will come up overhead and open up to warrior two. Always good, it's nice to wiggle the feet around, working through the feet, creating a nice long stance. Beautiful bend. Always check the knee, make sure it's tracking towards that pinky toe. And then let's flip the front palm and reverse the warrior. Now you see this lovely line of energy running along the whole side. She's opening up the left side ribs, this sticky part. And the gaze is always where it feels comfortable for the neck, and then come back through warrior two. And the hips will slide back, forearm to the knee for side angle. Again, same thing. Yes means gaze is up, it can also be down. Now coming back through warrior two, let's take the dancing warrior, so reversing. And then breathing, coming back through warrior two. And side angle. And then warrior two. And reverse. And then back to warrior two. Side angle one more time. And then back to warrior two. Straightening the front leg. And the hands will come to the hips, toes will face the other way. Long edge of the mat. Again, this dropping the tailbone. Nice length through the side body. Collarbones are spread. Big tall breath in and the forward fold, releasing the crown of the head towards the mat. The hands can be under blocks if the floor is far away. Beautiful. Releasing the back of the neck, creating that length. Sometimes a little lift in the arches of the feet can bring some movement and sensation right up the inner aspect of the leg. Staying here for a breath, releasing. So with each breath, it's that opportunity to find that tight space, that thing holding you back, and each exhale, a chance to release it. And then preparing for the dismount on this one, a little bend in the knees, always tucking through the core, protecting the back, and rolling right on up. Hands can climb up the legs if you want. And turn to face the front of the mat. So you step that back foot in as you prepare for pyramid pose. The hands will come right to the thighs and you roll the left hip back. Opening up the heart. Beautiful long neck. If anything, the ears come way back over the shoulders, and then a forward fold. The whole time, the left hip is rolled under. So the substance of the body, you can see, is right over that left leg. Sometimes we love to cheat and swing the leg out, swing the hip out, just avoiding the work. The hips are nice and even, opening up the inner aspect of the leg, the hamstring. Beautiful. Taking one more breath to lengthen here. And then tightening through the core and rolling up. The hands will come up overhead. Again, and then windmill, releasing the hands to the mat and taking either a vinyasa or stepping right down to downward facing dog, your choice. Beautiful. And lifting the hips. Lovely. And then bending the knees, and we'll step to the front of the mat and lift to a soft extension of the spine. Exhale again, re-engaging that forward fold, and then rolling up to standing. Hands will come overhead. Maybe the gaze will follow. And hands to center chest. So a little balance challenge here. Let's work with tree. So we're going to start on the right side. So the weight will come into the left foot and the right knee will come up. And taking one of there's many options. The foot can come right to the, depending upon the slipperiness of your pants, the inside of the shin or the calf. And then let's bring the hands to center chest. Beautiful, and the hands can come overhead. And then taking the same arms we took before, if you'd like to challenge the balance, a little twist to the right. And then coming back through center. And then a little twist to the left. Gorgeous. And then back up through center. And the hands will come right to heart center. Releasing the right leg and shaking it out. And we'll do it on the other side. So the left foot comes up. Again, you're establishing that strong point. And I'll show the calf version. Hands will come to heart center to start. And then right overhead. And you take a twist to the left. The gaze can either follow the hands or not. Hands will come back up overhead. And then a twist to the right. Beautiful. And then back up overhead. And right to heart center. And you shake it out. Beautiful. Let's take a little vinyasa to get to the floor. Inhale, hands overhead. And exhale, swan dive forward, lead with the heart. Inhale, lifting head and heart, soft extension of the spine. And plant the hands, stepping back to high plank. Lowering to chaturanga or all the way to the ground. And then inhaling, upward facing dog or cobra. And then lifting back up. Downward facing dog, taking those beautiful long breaths to clear it out. And then dropping the knees to the mat. And taking a cat-cow just to re-engage the spine. Revisiting a pose from earlier on, coming into cow. Beautiful, and then into cat. Nice, long, slow breaths. And then from here, toes will come together, knees wide, a nice wide-kneed child's pose. Just to release the hips so the arms can be lengthened out in front of you, or you can always fold them if the floor is far away. A couple of breaths here, wiggling and opening up the back hips. And then coming up, and we'll meet on the back. So just swinging the legs around, coming all the way down onto the back. Taking your time to get there. And bring the knees into the chest, give them a nice tight squeeze. And a gentle rock side to side. And then maybe a happy baby or a dead bug. So the dead bug, you're holding onto the top of the shins. Happy baby, the feet. Just releasing the hips. Getting any of those last kinks out. And then the knees will come back into the chest. Let's take a twist to the left so the knees can just come right over to the left-hand side. And the body opens up, the right arm opens wide. Beautiful. The gaze can be where it feels good in the neck. A couple of breaths here. As always, you can customize the twist. The legs can be long. Exactly, Yasmin's showing, lengthening the legs, getting more of the outer aspect of the thigh here. And then we'll bring the knees back through center and take it to the other side. Giving them a squeeze maybe on the way. Beautiful, and she comes all the way over here and then opens up the left arm. Feeling that whole chest wall open. The shoulder blade can tuck in, the arm bone actually rolls open, the bicep rolls open, and then customizing. The legs can be straight. Beautiful. Couple of breaths, just feeling that collarbone on the right side lengthen, and then bringing the legs back in through center, giving them a little squeeze, and we'll just set up for a brief Shavasana. I'm just going to grab a blanket here. If you've never been tucked in by a yoga teacher, I highly recommend it. And just set up here. Yeah, corpse pose, one of the most difficult in all of our practice. So here we ask Yasmin just to release all the effort of the practice. She feels the ground supporting her, beneath her, all the points of contact. Releasing any breath that she was working with during the practice, and just returning to normal. The breath will be light and fluid and free. And you could continue this Shavasana as long as you'd like, but we'll finish this practice together. So Yasmin will make some movements with the fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. And when she's ready, I'll bring the knees into the chest and give them a squeeze. And rolling over to her favorite side. And gently pushing up to seated. Any comfortable seated position will do, cross-legged. And we'll finish the practice together. The thumb knuckles will come to heart center. And we'll bow to each other as a sign of gratitude and respect. Namaste.